What's up, everybody? Welcome to another exciting episode of Full Circle. I'm your host, as always, Harmon Jr. Please feel free to find me at Harmon Jr. on all your favorite social media, now including TikTok, which is fun because if you've added me, you've seen I've posted 0 TikToks. I just created it. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm old. I turned 30 this year, so I don't know what to do with technology anymore. It's my time. I'm going over the horizon. I'm sad now. But it is our bootacular. It is our Halloween special. It is our spooky season. It is our fall festival episode. It is all those Halloween puns that people always say. No pumpkin spice here, though. No, none of that. We don't do pumpkin spice here. Khalilah, if you do pumpkin spice, I'm sorry. You just can't do it here. You got to wait till after the
So
show.
good. Not fair.
But joining me this week is Khalilah Alston. Woo! How are you doing today, ma'am?
I am good. I am gonna go get pumpkin spice after this because I feel offended.
You should. I'm a pumpkin spice hater. I don't care. You can at me. I'm not afraid of nobody on social media. Come at me. And if you want to squab, I can give you my address. We can meet a time, location, any place. I'll put that on the show too. But Khalilah, for those who don't know you, who are you and what do you do?
I am Khalilah, and I work at this little website called IGN as a senior video editor.
Ooh, I like that. Senior.
Yeah, I just got that last year. Nice little title change.
Nice little title change. And where can the people find you and your awesome video work?
You can definitely find all of my video work on IGN.com and YouTube. And you can find me on Twitter at Lilah01. Lilah01.
Della Whoop. Well, like I said, this is our spooktacular. So I'm gonna, you know what? I tried to put my hood on. It didn't work. So this is what we're gonna do now. It didn't work with my headphones. That was a failure. You know what? For all your audio listeners, unless you watch the YouTube, you can watch amazing moments like that just happened. But we got 3 amazing topics this week for you, as always. We're going to be talking about our scariest moments in video games. If you don't know this, we are both terrified of scary games because they are terrifying. They're not fun. They're heart-inducing, problematic, stress-raising. Like my grandma called me the other day and she was like, I got to stop eating salt because of my blood pressure. I'm like, I got to stop playing scary games because of my blood pressure. So look, we're one and the same.
Very true.
We're
I'm
also
always like high strung. I'm just like, oh no.
Exactly. We're also going to be talking about easy mode. And I'm not talking about like, normal, medium. No, I'm talking about legit easy mode. And in some cases, very easy mode. Should that be in games? Should you be judged for playing on easy mode? Are you a coward? The answer to all those questions are probably yes, but no. But we'll find out. But before all that, we do have a wee bit of spooky news. If you're Stadia or Amazon Luna, is that Phil Spencer in a recent interview alluded to, kind of hinted at the possibility that Xbox Game Pass would have a streaming stick. And what do you mean by that, Odell? What I mean is, think of any streaming stick a la Stadia, Google Play, Roku, all that, but an Xbox version for Game Pass Ultimate Gold, where you plug it into your TV, get an Xbox controller, and boom, all your Game Pass right there on your device, ready to go like magic. And why is it scary, you say? Because honestly, if Xbox does this, it will kill games on demand. Like it will be over. There will be no more competition. Google won't be able to survive it. Amazon won't survive it. I already talked about Luna before on the show, but Luna, I don't. If Google couldn't do it, Amazon's definitely not going to do it. Especially after their failed studio thing. Like I just don't see it happening. You can call me a hater, but I go with my gut, people. Go with my gut. I don't know. What do you think? You think if Xbox does this, is the game over? Should we all run for the hills?
I don't. Well, as far as like Amazon Luna, which you brought up to me earlier, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" Which is my bad. I guess I may have heard about it once and then completely went past my mind. But as far as like the streaming stick, I think that would be awesome because like the accessibility of just plugging that in, I guess depends on the cost, but like plugging that in and as long as you have a controller or I guess specifically an Xbox controller, you'd be able to like play. And if you have Game Pass, you'd be able to play any game that you want on your TV, which I feel like most TVs nowadays have like a plug-in, a USB port for that. Or HT, yeah, it's USB, right?
Yeah, I think it is. It better be.
Yeah. Well, I have a Chrome and that's a USB.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like so the thing I remember E3 2019 or 2018. I think it was 2019 where they announced or showed off Google Stadia. It wasn't this year because it didn't happen. I know that for sure. But it was not RIP. But but I remember telling everyone was like, "Oh, this is so amazing, this is exciting," and I was just like, "It is on paper." Because I remember from that first trailer release, whatever, I was like, this does not sound plausible. There's no way you're telling me I can switch between games in seconds. It's all 4K. I can be playing a game, like instantly start streaming, hop in someone else's game, and do all this techno magic you're promising. But I was like, hey, it might be cool. And Google released with like 14 games, all like 8 years old. Hyperbole people, I know it wasn't that bad, but it basically was that bad.
Yeah,
And
like sorry. Well, Google Stadia seems cool, but like I have a PS4, so it just didn't seem like something I would get into.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I get it that it's all about accessibility, kind of like the Wii. Get people who don't already play games or own a console in. But I was like, but if they didn't already play the 4 years old Tomb Raider, I highly doubt they're gonna pay money to play it now on Stadia. Could be wrong, but hey, even if you disagree with me, it already failed. So
No, I was just like, I just played Black Flag for the first time. I like just beat it in September. Or yeah, like and I'm just like, oh well. I was like, I don't know. I mean, to be fair, I think I have the Tomb Raider game, but I still haven't played it. I'm a terrible person, and I have become a collector of video games, and sometimes I don't play them. So, uh, yeah, I have to be in the mood for it, I guess.
Oh no, I completely get that because I bought my PS4 from Walmart and it came with a copy of Black Flag, and I took it to GameStop and traded it in.
Oh my god, Black Flag is so good.
Everyone
I've
keeps telling me that. I didn't see it. I did not see it.
okay, I have to leave this podcast.
Does it get good after hour 6? Because that's just probably as many hours as I gave it.
Oh, so okay, yes. I'm just like, yes. End sentence. It's really good. Oh my god. So like, about to get real dorky. It's fine. So my first, where do I begin? Um, so I played Assassin's Creed 2 and all of Ezio's. Like, I guess now I can say Ezio's trilogy because that's what they call it now. But I played through all of that. I got 3. Didn't I don't know how far I got into 3, but I was just like,
That's the one
I
with
thought I
Connor in America, right?
yeah, in the 13 colonies, which I grew up in Delaware, which is the first state, and I was like, "Oh, this could be interesting." And then I don't know, I think that's just like I loved Ezio so much that I just couldn't get into Connor, but then when I remember seeing Black Flag and I was like and my mom's from the Caribbean, so I was like, "Oh, I could be like this could be so cool to see like because the Assassin's Creed games are even though like the game itself isn't based in fact, I'm hopefully saying that right. It's in a world that actually existed. So it's just like it's always really cool to me to see that. And so like for me going to Black Flag and being able to go to like all these like well what sucked is I couldn't go to my mom's country. It was like not on the map. But it was cool to still be able to go and see what that was like. But the story to me, I really enjoyed the story. Honestly, I will say this. So I started playing it at the beginning of lockdown and quarantine, and then I got busy at work and I stopped for 2 weeks. Which here's the problem with a lot of video games, including Assassin's Creed, is if you stop playing that game for like 2 weeks, you'll forget how to climb all of a sudden, and you'll just be like, how do I? So you have to look. It's really silly for me personally, where I'm just like,
Oh no,
wait, how
I
do I
hear
play?
you. I hear you. I stopped playing Horizon Zero Dawn for like a month, and I was so far in the game that everything killed me. Like everything kept killing me, and I didn't know what to
You're
do. I was like, Bo, I don't know what I'm doing,
you're
and I
like,
never
should
beat
I
the game.
stop? Like start over or just
Yeah,
like
I
look it up?
started over. I had to start over. It was that
Yeah,
bad. I sucked.
yeah. Well, I don't want to tell you you did, but like, it's okay. You started over. You didn't quit, and that's important.
I didn't quit like I quit Black Flag.
Right, get back into Black Flag. So here's the thing, that what happened was is I forgot how to do, like, I stopped. I guess what happened was what happened was is that I was on a mission, like, for a good chunk. Not I won't say a good chunk. I feel like there's a good portion of the game where you are just learning the boat mechanics and like
That's what
what
killed it for
happened.
me. I wasn't about
See,
that
it's
boat.
once you get past that, it's easy. Like, what happened was that I guess I had stopped the game after I died in a mission where it was something with the boat, so I had to do that. So in order for me to when I started the game up, like, 2, 3 weeks later, I was like, "Crap, I don't remember how to drive a boat? Steer a boat?" I couldn't what does Meg the Stallion drive the boat or something? I love her. Um, I just couldn't figure, like, it took me a minute, so I had to pause, take a breath, and just be like, "Alright, I'm gonna figure this out because I really wanna play this game." But, like, once you get past the mechanics of figuring out the boat, you'll start playing it a lot more because of the missions and stuff, and then, like, you're good. It's really good. Don't
Okay.
make that face. He's making a stank face for the audio listeners.
I mean, I understand. I'm on the losing end of this argument because people keep
Yes,
telling me, "Oh, Black Flag is like one of the best Assassin's Creed games." I'm like, "Is it though?"
it
I got it
is.
for free and still was like, "Nah."
That's because you were being a quitter. Just like, I mean, what game? Seriously, just play Black Flag. I'm like, I'm just like trying to like, do it, and I'm just like, okay, calm down, take a deep breath, just
I don't
tell him to
know.
play Black Flag.
I think I'm gonna do the same thing with Valhalla. Like, I'm just gonna tell people I think it's amazing because everyone else is gonna say it's amazing, and then we can just end the conversation. I'll be like, "Yeah, it's amazing." And they'll be like, "Yeah, he knows." I'm like, "I know." Just like I know if Xbox really does come out the streaming stick, it is over for the streaming market. Like, I feel like, I mean, okay, so the thing with Amazon Luna and like Goose, they're releasing with like 30 games. I don't know the exact number. I'm not about to look it up, people. I'm sorry, but it's not a lot. But Xbox Game Pass has literally hundreds of games, and they're already there, and the infrastructure's there, and not the infrastructure, the infra. What's the info word I'm looking for? I'm gonna say infrastructure. If I'm wrong, y'all can correct me later. But it's already there. They have everything they need there, and I'm just like it. Okay, I'm not trying to say competition is a good thing. It's a great thing in the gaming world. But there's a thing I like to call being late to the party. And if Xbox does this, everyone else is going to be late to the party. Google tried it, Google failed. I don't know. Are they even still supporting Stadia? Like, what is their plan
No,
there?
I think Stadia is still supported. Like, I still think games come out on it. Like, I think Cyberpunk coming out?
I believe so. I
Yeah, like
mean,
I think I don't think it's not. It's like, how do I say this? Sometimes I think things exist so other things can come out and be better. And it's not saying that Google's I've I mean, I haven't played it, so but also I have a Mac. Like, I didn't have a PC, and I'm sure I could have tried it on a Mac, but I was just like, I don't know. I was just like, this looks really cool, but I don't all I was looking at is my backlog of games, and I was like, I do not need to add anything else to it. Like, I mean, I've bought games recently, but also just like, I don't know. I just I think with the Xbox gaming stick, I just think that because it'll have way more games already on it
we already
and
know
it's
it to
more
work.
accessible. Yeah. it's supposed to work. But also just like the accessibility of it, where it's like honestly, that would be awesome because sorry, I was just like thinking about like growing up with my dad and playing video games, and I would be like, I could get my dad a gaming stick because like I'm so sad that I'm like not made of money, so I can buy my dad the Microsoft Flight Simulator. Because when we got our first PC, my dad would play that. Also, my dad is retired Air Force, so of course he likes planes. So it was just like I ever since I saw that announcement for that game, I was just like, oh, I wish I could just get my dad like that game. I would need to get my dad that game, a PC or a console, and like I would want him to have like the flying gears, like the flight stick and stuff. So it's just like I think of that. But if this Xbox game stick exists, then that would be awesome because then I could just be like, my mom will be mad at me, but whatever. I'll just be like, hey dad, here's this gaming stick. Hook this up to the TV.
You're good to go. Here's an Xbox
Is it-
controller. You know what? Here's the Elite, because you're elite.
Yeah. What did I? So I'm having a flashback to a Father's Day where I think I got my dad a video game and I was like, yeah. And then my older sister got him something better and I was just like, man, I tried. I really did.
See, this is gonna happen. Your older sister's gonna be like, "Here's Amazon Luna," and you're gonna be like, "Ha ha ha! Here's Xbox Game Stick."
But like the anime laugh, it's like, zoom in. You thought you did better than me this year.
You know
I
what?
love my sisters. We're just competitive, okay?
Could you imagine that, like, as a holiday commercial? Like, hey, I got your Amazon Luna stick, and it's like, psh, I got you the Xbox stick, and it's just like, damn, ouch. like they said a lot. It's like, it's like the Sam Adams commercials. Like, I have a Bud Light. It's like, ha, you scrub. Look at Sam Adams.
And then the bottle just like glistening. Yeah. Man, now honestly, like now that I've put that thought in my head, I hope the game stick comes out. And I hope it has Flight Simulator on it.
All right, Phil Spencer. We need the game stick. It needs to have Flight Simulator, and we need to have this commercial where she shows up her older sister with the Xbox stick, and you have like the Amazon stick and like Google Stadia, and I don't know who else is trying to stream games. I don't know, whoever else is trying to do it, and it's just like,
Oya. I'm just kidding. I won't bring that up again.
I'm glad you said Oya, because people always ask me, why do you go so hard on Google Stadia? People tried and worked really hard, and I'm not. I know that, good for them. I know they had a vision, but people crapped on me so hard every time I was like, I don't know about Google Stadia. They're making a lot of promises I don't think they can keep. And people are like, oh, Dell, this is the future of gaming. I'm not even going to get a console. People literally told me because of Google Stadia, they were no longer going to buy a console. And now I'm just like, where you at, bruh? Who's the crazy one now?
Related
now?
Related but not related, but kind of related.
Okay.
So when I was in grad school, so like Avid, sorry, this is about to get real nerdy about editing for everyone. So when I learned video editing, I learned on Avid first. And Avid is industry standard. And that's not me being a snob, that's just what it was. So like that's what I learned on. And then Final Cut. Everyone was so excited about Final Cut. And I remember having this conversation with someone who I'll say she studied cinematography. I don't know if I haven't seen this person in like years, maybe a decade. But I remember we were having a conversation about editing software, and she was just like, "Well, Final Cut 7, like it was Final Cut 7." She's like, "Well, Final Cut 7's the future, and so like Avid's just gonna go away." And for anyone who doesn't know, Final Cut 10 came out, which stripped a lot of Final Cut 7 stuff that people were really liked, and Final Cut 10 became way more consumer, which is totally fine. But like I remember people just being like, Avid's gonna go away, Final Cut's the future. And it's just like Premiere Pro came in and just like whooped that ass. Sorry. but like I love Premiere too. So it's just like yeah.
Full Circle
just like
Podcast is edited on Premiere Pro editing software.
I hope you get sponsored by Adobe now. And I hope they take my quote. They're gonna be like, yeah. But no, just like it was just so funny to me because it's like when people like it's just like you don't I understand it's so weird. It's like as far as like technologies that grew super fast, film and video games are probably like two of the fastest things. It like everything's super innovative, but not everything is gonna I mean, take over. I don't know. I feel like that's the best way I can say
No, no,
it.
you're right. Just so there we go. Google Stadia, the video game streaming service that was like Final Cut Pro 7. You know what? I did not string that as it sounded better in my head. It did not come out as good, but they get the
Well,
point. They get the point.
yeah,
So
I think Google Stadia probably works for people who aren't sure about what console they want and they want to play games. Or like maybe isn't I'm terrible. Uh is does Google Stadia I hope I don't get cursed out by people on the internet about this because I work at IGN and I work on video. Anyway, this is a question that maybe you can answer, but I'm not sure.
all right.
Is Google Stadia sorry, my brain is just like so many questions. Does Google Stadia work in the sense of like it's you are connected to another server somewhere else playing a video game?
Yes. Like
So
okay,
like Shadow?
okay. So I don't know this answer exactly because I don't work there or nothing, but the way I've always had it explained or understood it was whatever the closest Google Stadia has 13 servers globally. Whatever the servers closest to you, you know, you're playing it through the server streaming it to you, streaming it back to the server, you know, technology. But and if I remember correctly, so they had like 13 or wherever the exact number was, and they were supposed to add more with time, so that way, there will always be a server within X amount of miles of you. And, you're just streaming, and you're playing it off the server, and it's just streaming it to your laptop, TV, phone, what have you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I edited a video with Stadia like months ago. Like seeing how quick it popped up on different things. I don't remember. Now that I think about it, I'm just like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But yeah, like I think so if your PC isn't PC enough for you to play certain games, you can use like Google Stadia.
Yeah,
Is basically what it is. Okay, I can see that working for people. But this Xbox gaming stick.
yeah. It's just gonna be leaps and bounds better. One, if
The
only
thing
from the library alone. I mean that.
yeah. Also the cost of Game Pass, right? Isn't Game
Yeah,
Pass like 15, 10?
I
Is it
think it's
5?
like I think after tax, it's like 16 something a month.
Right. The most expensive thing with that, okay, is if you bought a new TV. But regardless of that, is the controller.
And chances are you might already have an
And
Xbox controller.
right.
And if you don't, it's $50 or $60 or 120 if you get the elite. But that's if you get the elite.
Yeah.
I don't know. People tell me
Would
the
you get
elite's
an
worth it.
Elite?
I would not. People tell me it's worth it, but as an adult where gaming is not my source of income yet, I just can't because I'm just like, $120. That's like 2.5 games. That's like groceries for the week.
And
And
don't
I
let there be a humble bundle sale. That's like 100 games. Or
and
more.
yeah, and I'm just like, and my Xbox controller works fine. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, okay, here's my thing. There's no Xbox game I currently own where I feel like I would need that extra precision. Cause like
Right.
I play like Xbox on I play Apex on my PlayStation, and like I play Call of Duty on my PlayStation. So I'm just like, if I had Street Fighter on Xbox, which you can't even play on Xbox, then I'll be like, ooh, maybe I could get that like it's like I got a control stick, but I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah, that's yeah. Sorry, I'm like thinking. I'm just like, yeah, I feel like I would honestly if I look like thinking about thinking about how I grew up with video games and like how we would get consoles and stuff, like I could see. Hmm, could I see us getting an Xbox? My dad, we got a PlayStation, went to PlayStation 2, and like that was it. Like
Game
I bought
over.
myself a 360, and it was because it was a Star Wars edition. Like I was stuck
Ooh.
between PS3 and a 360, and then they gave me R2D2 360, and I was like, of course I'm gonna get that. But like, yeah, like I just seems like it just seems that it seems like that would be an easier way, the
Yeah.
gaming stick.
Yeah. You know, it'd be an easier way also if all these hard games had easy mode.
Yeah. End of topic.
You know, that's okay. Because when I have a good segue, I like to acknowledge it. I know people say, "Oh, I hate when they acknowledge the segue." I'm like, no, we gotta be proud of ourselves.
Yeah.
Forget you, internet people. I always tell
Hustle like
people, if you got something to say, start your own podcast and do it better. Where your podcast at? You ain't got one. That was my Halloween laugh. I don't know if it was good, but I
It was
tried.
pretty good. I was a
Okay,
little
thank you.
scared. I was a little
Okay.
scared.
Yay.
Yay, you did it.
Yay. So a big topic in today's world that keeps coming up is easy mode in games. Should there be easy mode? Is the easy mode destroying the experience that the game designers are trying to say? You know, all that good stuff. And I think I don't have a problem with easy mode because in the same vein, I think super duper hard mode destroys your experience with the game.
Oh yeah.
There are some games I do like. I've beaten every Metal Gear that has an extreme mode on extreme. It's because I love Metal
It's
Gear.
extreme.
Yeah, it is extreme, I know.
Extreme.
But then I think about games like where it's only hard where like enemies have like 1,000 more health and you basically get one shotted from anything. And I'm just like, I don't know if this is fun. Like I like a challenge. Like I beat Celeste. I like challenging games.
Oh, I haven't. Wow, you bring that up, but I was just like, oh yeah. You know what I bought? I I have Celeste on Steam. That's how I got it first, but I felt like it would have been it would be easier to play with controller. So I did that. What is that stream thing where you can turn it Steam. I keep saying stream. Steam. It's I forget what it's like couch mode on Steam, but on your PC or Mac for me. And I played with my controller, and because I was like, I feel like that's the only way. And then I ended up buying Celeste, I think, again for PlayStation. And then I bought the vinyl because I liked the music, even though the game was hard.
Ooh.
But yeah, that game was. I guess that's hard. I don't know. Like I think, like I literally played that game maybe twice, and I got stuck, and I stopped. And it wasn't like I was just like I was frustrated, but it wasn't like, oh, I hate this game type of feeling. It was definitely just like I need to take a deep breath and then come back to it, and then I just like ghosted the game.
Oh no. What about what about Madeline and her trip through depression? She needed to get to that
Right.
mountaintop, and now she's not there because of you.
See, maybe we were both going through depression at the same time, and I just couldn't help her out.
You know what? That's fair. You know what? That is fair. That is fair. But yes, like a game like Celeste, like you said, the game is definitely frustrating, but at no point did it make me feel bad. I wasn't like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Whoo! That's for
Oh.
Black Flag.
Oh,
Just kidding. What was that?
I don't know. Maybe that's the spirit of Black Flag coming to get me.
A pirate.
This is the Halloween episode. I'm leaving it in. You know what? People were watching the video on YouTube. Did you see something? Because I don't know what the hell that was.
It felt like came off of your left, but I don't know where.
I don't. All right. Black Flag is an amazing game. Please play Assassin's Creed Black Flag. They're going to get me if you don't. This was not planned. The Halloween episode is just getting spooky, and I'm scared now.
Oh no!
I don't know. It sounded like something electrical blew up, but everything is still on. I'm not editing this out. This is just part of the show now. This lives with us forever.
This is your life now.
It is. But like I was saying, hold on. Black Flag is an amazing game. All right, cool. Is that Celeste like they didn't need an easy mode? Was that wait? Was there easy mode? I don't think
I
there was the
actually
easy
don't
mode.
know,
I don't think
but I
there
don't.
was.
But I think because of the type of game it was, I could see why it wouldn't need one,
Mhm.
unless, well, like, because I think that was the point, right?
Yeah,
But did you play Persona 5?
I did. I put 200 hours into that game. That was I got COVID and I need something to play. I guess I will play this game that I will never play otherwise because I don't have to go to work now.
I glad you're okay.
Oh, thank
You're
you.
okay, right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, good. Um, I so Persona 5 is the first Persona game I've played. I haven't finished. I'm also terrible at finishing games. Um, but who bought Persona 5 Royale? Me. Anyway, um, so Persona 5 I was playing, and it's been so long. I wish I remembered the boss. Oh, sorry. The boss I think is the third boss. I wish I
Is it
remembered his
is it
name.
President Okumura, the guy in space with the food chain? I know a lot of people get stuck on that boss. That might not be the boss you're stuck on,
Or is
but
it the museum?
I think the museum's the second level, technically. Like,
Okay, it must have been the second. It's either this. Was it the second? Yes, it was the second. Because don't you end up in this weird like courtyard fighting or something?
yes.
Okay, it's the second
And he
boss.
makes clones of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That
There's
is
a lot of expletives I would like to say right now, but I won't. F that guy. um, I got stuck, and like, so I grew up I grew up on an NES and a SNES. So like those games, like they were like I played, what was it? The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, and
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
it was
Teenage
a port
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
from an arcade system, and arcade systems are just hard because they want your quarters. So like it was just like I never thought about going into easy mode while playing a game, and I just remember like coming into the office and talking to like I think it was at the time Barrett, who's now kind of funny, and Dornbush, and I was just like I'm stuck. I was like I've tried to beat this boss, I can't get past them, and Dornbush was like just play in easy mode, and I was like what? I was like, "Wait, what?" Like, he's like, "Yeah, it's like" he's like, "The story's really good if you're playing for like, the logic," or it wasn't even just the logic, it was just like it was such a it was something I never thought to do. I've always played games the way it came to me. I don't think I've ever played a game on easy mode, and I was just like he's like, "You're not gonna lose any of the" like, the game's still hard even on easy specifically Persona 5, like, the game is still, like, uh
Challenging.
yeah, challenging, thank you. I was like, "What's that word?" It's still challenging because like, there's a boss, I forget which boss, is the mom? There's a boss where, like, they're far away and they're just attacking you, I forget which level. Oh, it's the boss with, the girl on the computer.
Oh, Fatabo, you're fighting her mom. That's the Sphinx. Yeah.
Yes, that boss was still challenging and hard even though I was playing on easy mode. Like, it was so hard. And, like, cause it's like you think different. You have to think about your tactics, which yes, but obviously. But, like, I just remember doing that with Persona 5, and I was just like, "Oh, this makes it so much better," because it's like, then you don't stop playing a game because you still wanna do the story even though it's challenging. And it's honestly, I think if easy mode came standard on games, it would be helpful for people who may get stuck on like the simplest little thing and can't get past it, or like maybe anger management in gaming would go down a lot.
No, you
Yeah.
made great points. My thing was, I remember initially before I became mature, I was against easy mode. I don't, I don't know why, but then I became mature, And I was like, man, who am I to ruin someone's experience? If they want to play easy mode, doesn't change the fact that I won't play easy mode. It's just like they're playing easy mode. Good for them. For the same reason, there's some games I won't play on extreme stupid hard mode because that's stupid. But hey, if
Yeah.
somebody wants to do that, more power to them. And you know what really brought clarity to me was like, it's gonna sound horrible as a writer or a person who writes, but like fundamental reading of a book just doesn't do it for me. Like, unless a book is super great, 10 out of 10 good, I'm just like, I don't need 12 pages describing a tree that never comes back. I don't care if she thought it was pretty. I don't care if you use all the superfluous words. Don't care. Like, you've killed my enjoyment that I can get out of this.
Superfluous. No, I mean, I like reading, but also just like, yeah, should I even bring that up?
Oh no. Well,
uh, I tried. To be fair, it's just freshman year of college. I tried reading Lord of the Rings because I liked the movies, and like they were walking for a very long time, and I was a freshman in college, so I was just like,
it's
I'm
a
good.
no
I'll
for
stick to the
me.
movies. Yeah,
Yeah, and so my friend recommended me audiobooks, and I was like, oh, okay. So I went from like reading no books to quote unquote reading, a few books. A lot of people, and I met people who were like, oh, that's not reading. It's not, you're just listening to someone else reading. No, it's not the same thing. I'm like, but ain't it though?
yeah.
Isn't it?
Someone, it's the same. Like I remember. Well, when Kindles first came out, I think. um, and everyone was like, "Well, that's not reading because it's not a real book." And then it's like, I love books, but I live in an apartment. I don't have space for all the books I want. One, two, like, and I definitely was that person who was like, well, why would you get a Kindle if you could get a book? And then I got a Kindle because when I would fly home, it was so much easier to carry a Kindle with a bunch of books on it than carrying a bunch of books in a book bag onto a plane. And so, like, what is it? Don't yuck other people's yum, which probably doesn't refer to books, but
Oh
but
my.
I don't know. But like, yeah, it's just like making something. I feel like the word. I feel like the word of the day is accessible. Making something accessible for other people isn't about making something easier for other people. It's just making it so that someone who, like, okay, fighting games. Maybe someone who doesn't have the dexterity to do like a lot of those fast moves. Like maybe it's easy. I don't know, but maybe it's like easier to have like it a little have an easy mode for that, or just like like I don't know. I think sometimes people don't think. I think I don't know if it's just a me thing, but it's like instead of just thinking like, oh, I don't want easy mode because it's like it'll suck and it'll take away from the game, which it doesn't. It's like, oh, easy mode's great for everyone because then my friend could play it who play this game that's probably too hard for them on regular mode, and then we can still discuss about this game that we both freaking love, even though he plays on easy mode and I don't. Like it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and just like with the book thing, it was just like, instead of someone being happy, I enjoyed a literary great. They're upset that I listened to it instead of I read it traditionally, and that was the eureka moment where I had that I can't yuck on other people's yums. And I was
Yeah.
like, man, let easy mode fly. With that said, though, with games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, I kind of feel like the difficulty, I don't want to say is the point of the game, but for lack of a better term, is the point of the game. So I could understand that games that are meant to legit be hard from a fundamental design standpoint wouldn't have one. Because let's be real, there's honestly there's a story to Bloodborne, there's a story to Dark Souls. Sekiro is more story than the previous two, but you're not playing Bloodborne for the story. That's not why you're there. There's the
You're
story
there
comes
to crush
from
your soul.
yeah, yes. The story comes from hours of research on Wikipedia and lore. That's how you get the story from those games. You can't play the game and get a cohesive understanding. Well, most people can't. I'm pretty sure there's a guy that was like, I understood it completely because I found every scroll, every note, every paper. And oh, easy mode. The game need a let it be actually challenging mode. Yeah, I know you're out there, guy. I hear you. I see you. I see you.
Yeah, I've never. So I think because I have PS Plus, I got it, but I haven't played it because did I edit the review for that? I just remember seeing those creatures, and I was just like, I'm I'm a little scared. And this game looks like I think I don't know if it was Chloe that reviewed it or not, but maybe I worked on something that Chloe did and had blood. And I believe they love these games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and just like that's fine. And like sometimes when I see someone like something very a lot, I'm just like maybe I could. So getting the game on PS Plus, but I still haven't played it because I'm like, is this the stress I want in my life right now? Yeah. No,
No,
not yet.
I feel you. I bought into the hype, all the phenomenal reviews, all the people on Twitter is like, oh, Bloodborne is so great. And I mean, I'm not saying it's not. So, but I'm not a Dark Souls fan. So I already knew like, well, they say Bloodborne is different enough and everyone won't stop raving about it. I get it. And I'm like, ooh, this is a little scarier than I needed it to be. Ooh, this is a lot scarier than I needed it to be. Ooh, this is really hard. Ooh, I didn't kill that werewolf like from 2 hours ago and it's still following me. Oh, it killed me. No, I'm back at the beginning of the game. Okay, no, that's enough of that.
Wait, you die and you go back to the beginning of the game?
Well, not the beginning. It's like Dark Souls. Like the save points are just really far apart.
Oh, okay.
So like I didn't go back to like the beginning of the game, but I went back. I went back so far that I might as well been to the beginning of the game, and I literally stopped playing. I was like, no, I'm not about to do
It
this.
in my head, I was about to be like, "Oh, that like game shouldn't do that," and then I like flash back to my childhood by playing like Streets of Rage or Aladdin or
Or any
or
game ever.
Mario or any game ever from that time period. You had like you had man, I my younger sister, so Aladdin is on the Sega Genesis specifically is my favorite game. And I remember that, and my younger sister and I used to play a lot of Donkey Kong Country and Diddy Kong Country. And what I would do is because I would have to play these games with her, I would get her to get me 99 lives, and then I would just play the game. Like that was my cheat. Was like get her to play these games to get me all these lives, and then I can play the game to get as far as I can.
That's a good strategy because if anything, if games needed easy mode, it was those games. Because
Yeah.
me, this was maybe like 3 years ago. Me and my roommate at the time, I had a Sega Genesis. We went to our local retro video game store. We're in Houston, so like they're a dime a dozen. But went to Game Over Games, I think specifically, and we bought the Sega Genesis version of Aladdin, and we could not escape the Cave of Wonders. My God, like I don't know if I feel
That's
like I
the
did it as
carpet
a
ride,
child.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
where the lava's coming after you and whatnot. And I'm just like, I did
It's
this as a
such
child, right? I'm like, I did this as a child.
I remember like I was about to say summers. It could have been summers, or it could have just been one summer. I remember just like putting that game on pause and like minding my business for the rest of the day, and then coming back to it the next day to be like you didn't. Summer vacation was supposed to be a vacation. I should not be stressed out by this lava chasing me to get to the end of this level. Aladdin is so good.
It's
But
literally
that
the
lava
hardest
level,
level in the game. Like every other level is like super easy compared to that afterwards.
yeah, it
Oh
builds
man.
it builds I don't know, oomph
Mm.
into you. I don't know, no, the right word, but that's all I could think of.
They yucked on my yum. That's all I can
Yeah.
say. That's
Oh,
my word of the day. Ooh.
speaking of easy mode, did you
Ooh.
play Hades?
I still haven't. I
Okay.
still I know there's people who occasionally will be like, "Oh, Dale, you said on Twitter you was getting Hades and you haven't done it or streamed it like you said you." I was like, I know people. I don't know. My disdain for roguelike is high. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna say this coming week. I'm gonna do it. I don't know when. I don't know when, but I will play Hades. I will beat the game in like 18, 25 runs. I don't know.
Sorry, I'm only laughing because I know how many runs I'm on. And by no, I don't remember because it's been a few weeks, but it's definitely past 30.
Okay, no, so I'm confused. I haven't played the game, but some people are like, "Yeah, this is my 12th run. This is my
I
15th,
don't know
18th," and then
how.
and then there's some people's like, "This is 68," and I'm like, "Ooh, I don't know how to gauge this game." Everyone's either like 20 and below or like above 50. Where's the in between?
I am gonna say that I will probably be a part of the above 50 crowd, um, just cause. So when I started, okay, so my backstory. Add some violence. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So basically, Super Giant Games. Oh my God, do you have a violin? Oh no, you have a violin. I have a flute. Okay, okay, all right. I'm ready whenever you are. I'm just kidding. Um, is it tuned?
It
Question
is
number
not.
one.
But see, again, I keep plugging the audio show for your visual listeners. You missed it. I went and got my actual violin, which I will not play for you because it's currently not tuned. Someone didn't tell me they were going to request this, so I was not prepared.
I didn't know I was gonna request it.
But I'll have it. I'll do the motions as you tell the story.
um, so Super Giant Games is a developer. Yeah, ignore me. Developer who makes really great games. I would give them all my money for every single game they've ever made. I've played Bastion. They make great worlds. And like I remember when I beat Bastion, I think I went to Twitter and was like, I don't know what to do. I just finished this game and it's like been a part of my life. And I think I added them. I was just like
You know what you do when you beat Bastion? You build that wall. I know. I am crying with you. I am.
And then they made Transistor, which I got. I played a few times. I didn't really get into it, which sucks because the world looks so good and I love the music. Like the music in their games and like the voice acting, it's all, like their games are experiences and they do such a great job. I also have Pyre. Haven't played it yet, but I think I edited the review. um,
How
See,
many
this is
games do you
why
live through by reviews?
that's the thing too. Like because I edit so much content, sometimes it's just like so that's the thing. So I've seen a lot of Bloodborne and Dark Souls games because I've had to edit the content for it. So I'm just like, shut up. Is this a game I'd want to play? And then sometimes at the time I'm like, oh, this is a game I totally want to play. And then like if it's PS Plus or even if I buy it, I'll just be like, yeah, and then I'll get too busy and then I'll never play it. But with speaking of Super Giants, they announced after Pyre, they announced Hades, and I remember seeing the trailer for that and being like, "I want this game." And then they were like, "Early access, PC only," and I was like, "I have a Mac." And I looked at my Mac like it betrayed me, and I was just like, "I guess I'll get this game whenever." And then they announced it. I think was that this year that it was coming to Switch, and I was so excited. And then one of my coworkers reviewed it. I watched his review and immediately bought the game, and it was just like I was or, like, I don't even think the game was available. The next day, I was like, "Buy." And, like, it's so, like it's just so good. So when sorry, I went on a super tangent about Hades.
Ah, it's all good.
Um,
Does it need an easy mode?
yes. Well, they have a mode, it's called God mode, which makes it an easier mode, but it changes, like, some of the way it's not the gameplay that changes, it's just, like, how
The loot drops, right?
I think it's loot drops and also like how your percentage of how every I think every time you die it adds percentage to your life. I will just say life force so that it's a little easier each time, I think. But I could be making that up because all I see is a percentage go up every time I die. Regardless, uh honestly, like, I think that game having God mode is awesome because, like, I looked at a game like Dead Cells, which looks like something that would I would like to play, but then I thought of Celeste, and then I was like, I don't
Nope.
wanna get mad at this game. are just like not I don't wa- it was just like one of those things. But Hades I knew from the day I saw it is like I wanted this game, but I couldn't get it until it was available for my Switch. And so
Bring
once I
every
got
game ever to Switch.
yeah, which sorry PS4. Um my PS4, not yours. Just kidding. But the Hades, like honestly, God mode in Hades is awesome because like the way the game is, how you play it, like the story, like every time you die, you come back and you'll talk to different characters, like are the same characters, and they'll just like they'll give you more story. So it's like it's it's not like you die and then that's it, so you don't get more story. It's like they give you more story, or it's not like the same story every time you die. It's just like it keeps. I don't know if I'm saying this
No,
correctly,
yeah,
but
because people keep telling me, death is a part of the game and Hades,
right,
and that which makes it unlike other roguelike games. You get better. It's not like, oh, you have no equipment and you gotta start over and it's random. I hate that
yeah.
genre.
I guess
But
like Rogue Legacy. Was it Rogue Legacy? Was that the game? There's a game that was I've only played on Steam where it's like you play as a knight, and then if you die, it's like it's like your family line. I'm pretty sorry. I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm pretty sure it's Rogue Legacy.
but y- you know, yeah. So I'm about easy mode. I haven't found a game yet that I think I personally play for easy mode, except maybe horror games, which is a lie because I hate horror games. So even if they were easy, I'll still play them. Because okay, for example, Resident Evil 4, right? Best game ever made, blah blah blah, one of the greatest of all time. Odell still never beat that game. Probably never will. Like I've never made it even to like the first boss because like at some point like I'm just like I can't aim. There's people yelling at me in Spanish. There's the chainsaw man and death. Yeah,
The
the
Chainsaw
chainsaw.
Man. There's so many Resident Evil. At the beginning of quarantine, I edited the review for Resident Evil.
The remake,
What was the game that came
remake
out in
two,
March?
Resident Evil 2 remake, or is it Resident Evil 3 remake? 3 remake?
Uh, eh, specific.
I believe it was Resident Evil 3 remake.
It was
Yeah.
It's 3. Yeah, because I think I also edited the 2, but anyway, 3. And I was I was editing this review and, like, going through clips, and, like, that big dude in a trench coat would show up, and he would scare the crap out of me. I'm editing something that I could stop, and he still scares me every time he shows up, and I know he's going to show up, and it is dumb that I get scared every single time. I just wanna get that off
It's
my
okay.
chest. But yeah. Like, that I don't like, honestly, I kinda wanna play Resident Evil 3 Remake because Carlos, and 2, because it seems interesting. Like, I liked like, going through all the footage, I liked how it looked, but it's super scary. And honestly, if it has easy mode, I would probably play it that way. I would not wanna play
Oh,
that on
I couldn't
hard.
I couldn't play it
Are
on
you
easy mode.
chasing me? So you'd wanna play it on
No,
hard?
I couldn't play it, period. Like easy mode or like I just can't. I,
It's more of a thought. I don't know if I'd actually play it. I want
to
to, but I don't think I
to
should
quote my mother,
for my health.
my nerves are bad.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Sorry.
so speaking of that, what are some of the scariest game experiences you had? Since you shared yours, I will tell you my first and
Yeah,
foremost and forever. So when PT first came out,
bruh.
like I literally I was an early adopter. Like I remember I was part of the initial. I don't know if I saw it on Twitter or I don't know where I saw it, but I saw it through the great before people knew what PT was. I saw like, hey, there's this free game on PlayStation. It's called PT. Download it. It's something crazy. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, look, a picture of some trees. Okay, cool. This is like some marketing or whatever, right? So I loaded up and I'm like, whoa, ultra realistic. Oh, that's kind of creepy messaging. Oh, cockroach. Oh, open this door. Oh, it's like a tech demo. Okay, that's cool. Walk in. I wasn't listening to the radio. I get to the end of the hall. I get to the beginning. I'm like, I'm at the beginning again. Now I'm paying attention to the radio. Oh, this is like a scary game. Okay. I think I'll be all right. 10 minutes later.
Lisa.
Yeah, Lisa killed me, and I literally. So one of my friends saw like I was playing it, and he was like, "Oh, bro, you got that game? I'm gonna come over and play it." I was like, "Bro, please." I was like I'm like literally in the corner shaking. I don't want to touch my controller, like because like I knew I should have stopped the moment when you're doing one of the loops and you see Lisa in the hallway and then you step and she disappears. Like that was the moment I knew in my heart I should stop playing. Like I knew I should, like, because that scared me crapless. Like I was damn near peeing myself. But then I did it again to the next loop, and when she grabs you and does the like, I was like, there were I was almost to the point where like I almost threw up. Like
Oh
I don't
no.
know if that was a scared reaction, but
Well, she
it
does look gross, so it could have been
yeah,
both.
like, and my friend came over and he started playing it from the beginning. He was just like, oh, whoa, like he likes scary games, but even he was like, yeah, I'm gonna turn the lights back on, man. Just
Oh,
I was like, I feel it.
why would you play that game with lights off?
Because he thought he likes the little scary thrill, but even he had to be like, all right, lights on.
So
Like literally as he was playing it and he got to parts that I hadn't seen yet, I had the pillow like close to my face just in case something crazy happened. I could be like, ugh, there we go. I'm in my safe place. And I did as a grown man. I'm not ashamed. It was
oh, don't be
terrifying.
ashamed. It's terrifying. My experience with PT is watching my coworkers play them on Let's Plays. And that I this isn't going to be my main story, but I think I was watching one of the PTs where Naomi was playing, and I don't know if it was Lisa. Like it was just Lisa popped up, and I was at my desk, and I screamed, and my coworkers my coworkers looked at me, and I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm fine. I'm watching someone play PT." I was like, I was watching this Let's Play, and I was just like, I wasn't prepared. And then also while editing stuff for it, like I said before, like it's just so here's what's annoying about being a video editor or like studying it. I know that music changes, like things are set to give you an experience, or like the silence happens. Like I hear all this stuff happening, so I know something bad happened, but my nerves I still jump. Like it's not silly. I guess it's hilarious after the fact, but during, I'm just like, you knew this was happening. Why are you jumping? You knew. Like it's like this weird preparing myself for stuff, but it still happens, and I'm just like, I tried. Like um, and my other issue is I think because of like um I'll just say, I guess, over is imagination.
Yeah.
We'll just say imagination. Like when I was talking about editing the review for the Resident Evil Remake 3, there were times, so like I had to edit it over the weekend. It was like a three-parters. It was like the solo game, the multiplayer, and then all of it together. And I remember going to sleep on a Saturday night, and right before, like I was like at the cusp of about to fall asleep, and a zombie popped up into like my face, like a zombie from the game. And it's like that was me trying, like I must have been dreaming. Obviously I was dreaming because that didn't happen, but it was just like I was so upset. I was just like, I'm just trying to sleep, and this game is like in my blood now. like
Oh
like it
man.
was so terrible, but it's just like, so I always have to prepare myself for things. And I like watching spooky stuff. I'm very particular about what it is, because it's like if I know it's going to be too scary, then it's like watch it during the day or don't watch it at all. um but if we want to talk about my scariest moment in games, for work, so I think GDC, this was like I forget how many years ago. Um Wait, do I have the YouTube video still up?
Oh, we got a YouTube video.
Oh, I'm not gonna share it, but I'll send you the link if you want to know. So it's How Scary is Paranormal Activity VR, and it was 2016, and they were at GDC, I believe, And so Destin, who's in charge of our house, or yeah, we haven't done them in a while, and of our House Scary series, he had them do a setup at the office, and he was like, "Oh, we can do this House Scary," and he was like, "Anyone could sign up." And so I, regrettably or perfectly, signed up for it, and I don't know if this was my first VR experience or second, but Um, I don't know if you or anyone else listening has ever played VR scary games. It's terrifying
Oh,
because
no, yes. I did at the last PSX that they had before they just magically went away. I played just some PlayStation VR horror game. I don't remember the name of it, but they put you in a wheelchair, like the workers, and they put you in the thing. And the first jump scare, I literally ripped the heads off and was like, "I'm done. Thank you."
you were just like, "I'm good." What's that meme gif of that guy who goes like this and he just goes out? Basically you.
Yes, that was me.
Um, well, so the setup for this VR was in our demo room, and so they like moved everything out of the way, which was smart on their part. Um, but, like, they had the headphones on, and I have this visor on, and the problem with playing say problem, or the best thing, who knows, about playing horror games in VR is you are stuck. You can't close your eyes. When you open them back up, you're still in that world. You have the headphones on, you could hear everything, and it's like it's terrifying. So, like, I'm not exaggerating, like, I was shaking. Like, I was just trying to function. I'd hear things like I said before, because I had to study this stuff. It's just like I knew I would hear something. Like I remember going. It was like I went down the hall and there was two rooms, and I went into. I remember opening the door to the bathroom, and that bathroom was super suspect. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go to this other room. And I totally skipped that room. Went into the. I think it was like it was either a bedroom or an office, and it was like you find the flashlight. So I was finding the flashlight, and you could just hear things, like, stuff was, like I think when I went into that room and I came out, like, there was blood on the wall, like, it was just, like it was a lot. So anyway, so I think you start the game in, like, a foyer, or it's either a foyer or, like, it's a room that is in a center that has other doors to lead into other rooms. So, at one point, you're standing in this room, and then you like you hear something, I don't know, and then you turn back and everything's stacked on top of each other. And I was like,
Oh.
why did I do this to myself? And I was just like, I was just like shaking. And then a door opens so I could go into, I think, the living room. And then there's like, I'm pretty sure there's a figure on like a landing or something. And I was like, why? Regretting every life choice that put me in this room to wear this VR headset. Um, so some I should have watched the video before I don't remember specifically what happened. All I know is that something scared. Like, I lost a cat life or 2, my life force was depleted, like, it scared me so much that I fell. I like, in physical, real life, in this room, on the ground. In my head, I had not realized I had fallen. Like, I didn't realize I was on the ground. And then I was just like it was just like I was just so scared, and then, like, I guess I jumped and just, like, fell. Like, you can watch it in the video because they have it. And I'm just on the ground, and, I just remember sitting there being like, "This is a game. This isn't real life. Just take a few deep breaths," like, realizing I'm on the ground. I was like, "Alright, you're gonna get up. You gotta get to the end of this thing, and then once you're done, you don't ever have to see this game ever again." And, like and I just it was so scary. Like, I just remember, like, I was just shaking so hard after that, and it was just, like it was the like, it was such a cool experience because "Oh, cool, VR," but, like, no. I say never again, but I'm pretty sure I'm in other VR How Scary. Um, but, like, it was so scary. Like, I just remember how I was just like, this was the worst thing I could have done to myself. Like, why did I do this? And I remember after the fact, Dustin was like, "You were on the ground for a while," and I got super worried, and I was gonna come in there to check on you, but but you got up. He was like, "I didn't want," because it's like, it's just like it's. Which I'm so happy he said it afterward. And I think the developers were there, and they were like, that was, oh, speaking of creepy, I swore I thought I heard children speaking, like whispering in the game, and the developers said no. They were like,
Oh.
"There's no," and
Oh God.
I was like, I need to get holy water and just spray myself with it so that it doesn't follow me home. That's all I want. I just remember it was just it was like, I can laugh on it now, but it was just like it was such a scary experience. It was cool because a scary game in VR, but
Oh no, I completely hear you. Um, so I watched another roommate play Outlast, and I was just like, bro, I'm sorry you're doing this. Because Outlast is super scary in the sense that, like, you're a regular dude the whole game. So you don't even have
Mhm,
the option to be like, oh, I can shoot stuff, and like, no, you're just, but anyway, I think my personal scary experience I ever had playing a game, because most of them are watching people play, minus PT, minus
mhm.
that one part in PT. And The
No.
Last of Us Part 1, which is weird.
Oh.
There's a part where you're in the basement of a hotel and you have to escape. And in retrospect, in terms of like scariness, like in compared to scary games, it wasn't too bad. But it was my first playthrough. I didn't know what to expect. I just know there's runners and clickers and what have you everywhere. And I remember literally I was playing that section, standing up, screaming at the TV, like hyping myself up, like like there's certain parts of games like you don't have to fight things, you can just kind of punch and run until you get where you need to go.
Mhm.
That was me. I was just like, nope, not fighting this. Oh, not that way's blocked. Just yes, exactly. Arms were literally flailing in the game and in real life. I made it through the segment and I was just like, thank God. Thank God. Thank
It's like that pause, you pause the game and you're just like, "Whew," like that deep breath, like, "I made it. It's all good." Ugh, that
oh
sounds
man.
terrifying.
It was.
And
And like I say, The Last of Us isn't, it's scary, but it's not a scary game. It's just, its sole purpose isn't to be as terrifying as humanly possible. So
yeah.
I think that's the reason I was able to make it through it, because it just has its moments instead of being a game where it's just one big giant moment. It's like,
Mhm.
if you get through a scary section, chances are, the next couple of sections are going to be, run of the mill stuff.
Yeah. It's what was I gonna say? I didn't get to play Last of Us. I wanted to, and then I think I have it. I think I got it, like, on sale for PS4, but my story about Last of Us is I had to, like, um there's these people who did the documentary for Last of Us, Area 5, when The Last of Us, the first game, was coming out. So I all I did was, like, transcribing for it, but I remember that I was looking through this game, and I was like, "This looks so cool." I liked how that they were all the elements of making this game, the people, the music, it was just a really good time, and I was just like, "Oh, I wanna get this game," but at the time, I only had a 360, so I was like, "Oh, I guess I won't get this game." So, I was really
Oh
sad about it,
no.
and then I finally got it, but I didn't play it because time, and just, like, it looks like a good game, but I think I would probably be a lot scared. And also, like, the second one came out this year. This year has been long.
It has been very long.
And I edited did I edit anything for it? I don't know if I edited anything for it, but I ended up just watching people stream because, like, I heard that it was, like, a lot of like, it was just I don't neck slicing in games really just neck slicing in general in movies, games, TV shows, like, I'm just like, it's like one of those things where I just go, "Ugh." I'm just like, "I can't." So, like, and I saw that that happened a lot in that game, and I was just like, "Maybe I'll just watch other people play it."
That's fair.
Yeah, but I don't doubt that those games are good, but because of the atmosphere of those games, I probably would be on edge, even regardless of the fact that it is not technically a scary game. Like, it's not Last of Us is not Left 4 Dead, so
Yeah.
it's like a different experience. Um, yeah, but like we were discussing earlier about Oxenfree, about which is funny to me because to me it was scary, and you were like, it wasn't scary for you.
It wasn't. I mean, as someone who's legit terrified of most scary games, that was okay for me.
Yeah, I think it was the radio, hearing the voices, and like the atmosphere of that game is pretty cool. Like I played it once through, and I know you can play it more than once because it gives you different like storylines and stuff like that. But it was
Mhm.
just like hearing that sound of when you knew when the red lights were gonna switch or something, hearing that
Mhm.
sound would always just put me into like a little slight of a panic. Like I would just be like,
I
oh,
mean, it
oh
is
no.
kind of eerie. I will give you that.
Yeah. But why do I like but I also like scary like I won't say all scary things. Like I like some slashers. I don't like torture porn as far as like movies and stuff
Oh,
goes. So that's
thank you. You know what? I've never heard that term before, but I'm gonna start using that because I never had a way to like the hills have eyes. I told someone like I'm not gonna watch someone get raped and die. Like
yeah,
so
I saw that
so
movie in theaters and I was like like the sequel sorry, not the sequel, the remake, right?
it's a oh that was a remake of a movie. Oh, I didn't know, but yes.
Wait, yeah, The Hills Have Eyes, that I don't remember what year it came out. The one that came out in the 2000s was a remake of the original,
Oh, I did not
but I
know
don't
that.
remember when the original came out, which I saw. Speaking of seeing things that I thought I saw, as the way pop culture works is like sometimes you think you saw something when you were a kid and then realize you didn't,
Yeah.
but you've seen a lot of pop culture references to it enough that you thought you did until you this is specific. I was editing what was it? Michael Myers, the greatest movie slasher of all time. I had to go through the movie, like the first movie, and I was like, "Oh my god, I'd never seen this. I thought I did, but apparently I didn't." But I've seen so much of it, like
That
or
you
not
thought you've
of it.
seen it. Enough
Yeah.
clips, enough of the key moments.
Yeah, or I just seen like what's funny is the first Michael Myers movie I saw was the one that came out in 2018.
Where he like fights Jason?
Oh no, not that one.
Oh, okay.
The one with oh, it's brutal. It's very violent.
Okay, I'll believe you. I don't like scary movies either. Like one for you, like I don't like torture porn. Thank you for giving me that term. I
Yeah,
hate
like
that.
Saw and
And
Hostel.
yeah, I can't like okay, I'm gonna be I don't enjoy watching people die realistically.
Yeah.
Like I can't. It's a no for me, fam.
No, I get it. Like it I don't even yeah, I'm trying to think what I've seen. Like I remember when Netflix used to be disc only. My younger sister and I we were going to we got Saw and we both told each other that we were going to watch it. And then it was just like I had this disc for so long. I decided like I got myself enough courage that I was like I'm going to watch this, but she wasn't home. Then she came home and she was like, "Oh, I thought we were going to watch this together." And then we never watched it, so I sent it back. And like in reality, I'm good because like I don't think I would have liked it.
Oh,
Like I
probably
just like
not.
but I'm pretty sure I've seen VHS, which that one I don't think it was like a torture porn. I feel like torture porn is like the Saw movies. Um, was it Hostel? Like yeah, anything that's like weirdly realistic. I'm just like, but I don't mind like slasher, which is weird. It's not. I don't want to say I don't mind all of them because I would say that I'd have to prepare myself to be able to watch that. Uh, have you seen The Conjuring?
I have not. If it's a scary movie, that chances are 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. Unless it's like a semi scary movie. If it's more thriller than scary, yes. But if it's like legit scary, then nah. Odell passes it on it all. Haunted houses, all that. No, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry, I just had a flashback to a haunted house from my childhood. Uh,
But
yeah.
I do have to say, I have one more thing to say about The Last of Us.
Yes.
That this is The Last of Us for this episode.
Wah, 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 wah.
Oh, but yeah, This has been a scary, I'm kind of sweating right now because it's got me thinking about all the movies and games that I've watched, and that scary explosion from earlier, which I still don't know what the hell that was. Like,
Yeah.
I thought my light fell over, but it's clearly still there and still all lit up. So I don't know.
Do you have any like little statues? Is that a bookshelf behind you?
There is a bookshelf. Nothing is on the floor, which is confusing me. But you know what? We're gonna move on.
Next.
If you want to find out what fell, follow me at Harmon Jr. on all your favorite social media, including TikTok now, and I will update y'all if I ever figure out what the hell scared me earlier. And I want to thank Khalilah for joining me. I appreciate it. And one last time, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Lilah01, Lilah01. Thank you for inviting me. This was fun.
It is. I appreciate you for coming on and telling me all these terrifying stories. And remember,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. And remember, people, you can find new episodes every Wednesday, Google Play, Apple, Spotify, all the good stuff, basically wherever podcasts are found. And for you audio listeners, remember, we are now on YouTube, so you can see all the funny antics, especially this episode, because there were quite a few for our spooky season episode. Spooky.
Also, I have one tip for you.
Ooh, yes.
Play Black Flag.
All right. You know what? If you want me to play Black Flag, people, you can donate to my Patreon. You can find it at Patreon, Full Circle Podcast. And I want to thank my Patrons, Gabriel Garcia, Bake Rice, Ryan Frazier, for supporting the channel and the growth. So you can do that. But if not, like, share, subscribe. As always, everyone, have a great week and be blessed, especially now because it's haunting season and I am scared and terrified.
Happy Halloween.